Hello and welcome to Tech24. I'm Annelise Borges. Coming up, Google News or no news? Google turns a page and pays 60 million euros to fund the French news media transition to the internet. And a new company name, a new operating system, and 2 new handsets. In today's test segment, we check out Blackberry's long-awaited comeback, the Z10. But before we get to those stories, it's time for the Figure of the Week, brought to you by Le Journal du Net.
In 2012, more than 42,000 user data requests were sent to Google from government agencies around the world. The United States accounted for more than 40% of all of them. France comes third with 8% of requests, ahead of Germany and the United Kingdom with 7% each. The study only deals with about 30 countries. It doesn't include most authoritarian regimes like China or Syria, which rarely go through official channels to monitor their internet users.
Last week saw a top-level deal signed between Google and the French government. The internet giant agreed to set up a 60 million euro fund to help French media develop its presence on the internet. Publishers in France have been pushing Google to pay licensing fees for listing headlines and snippets of news articles in search engine results. Julia Seeger has the story.
60 million euros. That's how much Google is ready to invest to settle a compensation fight with French publishers. Meeting with President François Olander, Google's executive chairman agreed to set up a special fund to help French online medias adapt to the digital age.
It will allow press publishers to benefit from a fund of 60 million euros so that the digital transition can be supported, so that there can be investments and innovation, which is good for the French press.
The deal follows 2 months of mediation with French news websites. They were asking Google to share their revenue earned from linking to their content. At the time, the California-based company had warned it would retaliate by no longer indexing content from those websites. Today, the dispute is finally settled. Online publishers will drop their demands, and in return, Google will help them increase their online revenue with their advertising tools.
In many ways, the new world of mobile devices and Google Play, for example, will be wonderful places for people to consume a free and independent press.
In December, Google settled a similar case with Belgium news websites, but still faces a dispute with publishers in Germany.
Mark Edwards joins me now. Mark, it seems that Google is getting the better end of the deal. Okay, yes, there is the fund, but to comply, French newspapers will now run Google ads on their pages. So the question is, how long will it take Google to earn back the 60 million?
I mean, to be honest, Annelise, I don't think it's going to take a very long time. I think it's but a drop in the ocean for Google. Few numbers for you. They make $100 million a day globally in terms of advertising. Let's not forget the company is valued at over $240 billion. And in terms of the French market, they make 1.5 billion euros each year. So I don't think the $60 million really is that important. The bigger thing is actually getting the French government off their back, because François Hollande and his administration were threatening to have laws, to make some new legislation that would force Google to pay every time somebody clicks on a French news network. So I think it's one of these strange cases where after all these negotiations, both sides will walk away from the table feeling like they've won. You know, the French are going to be getting this money now, and Google are going to be having Google ads, as you mentioned, the whole time, and they're pretty much free to work as per usual here in France and make that 1.5 billion euros that they make every year.
Now, Germany is considering a similar law, and Italian editors have indicated that they too would favor such a plan. Can the French deal serve as a model elsewhere?
I think there's going to be a lot of countries who have a robust a national news network, if you will, who are thinking, hold on a second, Google have given 60 million to these guys because they've pretty much just asked for it. Bit of a sort of government shakedown, if you will. Why don't we do that? You know, Belgium, there was a deal, a lot of trouble in place, and Belgium now have sorted out a deal where Google has paid 6 million directly to the publishing agencies. So I'm thinking, each country that has its own news network will turn around and go, oh, maybe we should make some money. But let's not forget, Google is a very intelligent company. I don't think Larry Page and Schmidt, they're going to be turning around thinking, you know, they've always got a plan in place. And if it means that every country runs Google ads every time somebody clicks on one of their news articles via Google News, then I'm pretty sure that Google will think they've come out of this one better than everyone else.
I love it. Thanks for that, Mark. And we'll move on now because it's time for Test 24. BlackBerry is back in the spotlight with two new handsets. The 4.2-inch Blackberry Z10 is armed with 4G connectivity, HD display, 8-megapixel camera, and the Blackberry 10 operating system. Mark, does the Z10 stand a chance?
I think in a very competitive market, Annelies, it's a solid but not revolutionary product. That means it should probably be able to hold on to its 79 million customers, but maybe not attract any new ones or those who've already gone away from BlackBerry. I like the phone, nice and easy, intuitive. Some of the pros, we've got an SD card holder, so you've got extra memory if you need it. There's a changing battery, so you can take the battery in and out in case your phone starts running out. The keyboard was one of the main aspects why people liked using BlackBerry. They've gone for the touch screen. It's a good keyboard. I think it's better than the iPhone's keyboard. A lot of space in between. Biggest con though, App Store, not up to scratch. And I really isn't. There aren't enough apps. The apps that are there, a lot of them feel like they're rushed. The main apps such as YouTube and Facebook, just not quite good enough. So some pros and some cons.
Now, Mark, with less than 5% of the global smartphone market, this is do or die moment for BlackBerry, really. They're coming out with a new name, a new operating system, new handset, and Alicia Keys as new creative director. Will all this be enough for BlackBerry to reinvent itself?
I think it will be enough to make sure that we don't talk about whether BlackBerry is going to go under. It'll be continuing as they are and keeping the people they've got, mostly corporates. Two of the main things I loved: BlackBerry Hub, centralizing your emails, your SMSs, Facebook's, Twitter responses, and the main thing, the BlackBerry Balance, which enables you to have a personal and a completely firewalled, protected corporate system as well, separately, so keeping all your IT chiefs at home very, very happy. Now, let's go to our score of the week. We've got, in terms of usability, appearance, like the appearance, 8 out of 10. It's a beautiful looking little object. Then we've got how easy it was to use. I found it very easy. I like the keyboard, as I mentioned before. And value for money, it's not any better than an iPhone, but it's certainly something which would keep existing users happy. 7.3 out of 10, a solid product, not revolutionary.
Thanks for that, Mark, and thank you for watching this edition of Tech 24. Don't forget, you can give us your feedback on the show via Facebook or on Twitter, where our handle is @TechF24. And we leave you today with images of intense activity on the sun's surface. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory captured this footage of a coronal mass eruption. Scientists say these particles could cause geomagnetic storms in space and even reach Earth, but won't disrupt electrical systems or satellite communications. Nothing to worry about then, just a beautiful spectacle. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.